Hey there. This 10-minute tool is about 4 mindsets. So it's an awareness tool, and there's going to be some ideas thrown in about how to use this awareness of mindsets to adopt ones that serve you best. Some of you may be familiar with the work, one of the original folks who worked on mindsets was Carol Dweck, I believe in the 1970s or 80s, and she introduced this concept of mindsets. It's not the same as attitude, right? It's what is your mindset? Your mind is set in a certain way, and it becomes like a filter through which we make sense of the world. Since then, people have had offshoots from this, and as a coach, I often talk about and help people with their behaviors and their mindsets. Right? Coaching isn't just about task coaching and behavior coaching. It's often about going deeper. There are 4 mindsets that have been identified that help us and hinder us. And certainly there's 2 preferred ones, as you're going to see. And folks, welcome to being human. We're all probably going to be in one of the 4 at different times. It's just normal. It's our automated part of our brain. It's our reactions. It's our needs and our values when they aren't met that sometimes go to the 2 that are considered less favorable or less useful. Okay? So think of yourself, I invite you may have heard me say this before, think of yourself as an iceberg, okay, and the people around you as icebergs. So the metaphor is apt when you think about the surface. What we can see above the surface is just part of the show, right? We see each other's behaviors, people see ours, and our brains make sense of those behaviors. Not being able to see underneath the surface, where, as with an iceberg, there's a lot more underneath there than just what's showing above the tip of the water. So mindsets, you might have feel like you have an open mind, right? You might say, oh, I have a pretty stuck mindset today. And we talk about, how's your mindset? Are you open to this? Are you feeling comfortable with it? Here's the frame of 4 mindsets, and it's comparing open versus closed and growth versus fixed. So open versus closed. I invite you right now to think about yourself over the last several days. Think of times when you feel like your mindset was open. You weren't looking to be right. You weren't excluding other information. You were not necessarily stuck or rigid in your thinking. These are signs that you may have been in an open mindset. Sometimes we say, oh, I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded, said that way, usually is defending and justifying, and it's actually more of a closed mindset. I'm right. I'm okay over here. I don't want to be wrong. So a closed mindset is when we limit possibilities and we say, this is the way that it is. My mindset is closed. I've made up my mind. When you hear yourself or others saying, well, this is it. It must be. Here's the story. And the story is, that's it. That's more of a closed mindset, and you even see in my body language, and like you can feel possibly the emotions seeping out in a way, leaking out. So in an open mindset, we are more able to see possibilities, to welcome other ideas. In a closed mindset, it's more protective, and we can get stuck. What made me think of this is I was just looking down at these rocks here in beautiful Powell River, and I saw a variety of starfish down there. And the word stuck came to my mind. And sure, they can move, but they move pretty slowly. So think about yourself. Do you recognize times in the last couple of days where you have been stuck in this is wrong, and it shouldn't? If you're getting the shoulds and the shouldn'ts, that's a sign of a closed mindset. We're closed, right? If you think of the metaphor, a sign has just gone up, we're closed, as opposed to open. That openness, the wide open sea. There's different metaphors that can evoke that sense of openness. Even in your own body, you might feel pulled forward in a way, as opposed to open. So open versus closed. I invite you to just watch for this in yourself and think about, maybe even write down for yourself what you notice. Notice it, name it, navigate it is actually a tool that you can use. This is a common tool that I use now with my coaching clients. It evolved, it grew because it was the way that I structured my chapters. In each chapter of my book, Paddle Your Own Boat, I was looking for ways to have some similarity between chapters and went, oh, notice it, name it, navigate it. So the chapters are written this way. So if we think of open and closed mindset, what could you do to notice? Notice in your visceral body response. Notice in your thoughts, in your feelings. Notice in others' reactions to you when you might have an open mindset. For example, I'll think myself, when I have an open mindset, people smile at me more. People listen more and lean in. So I definitely notice that. Then I can name it. Oh, I have an open mindset right now. And I can navigate it. Paddle forward. This is going to serve me. When I instead am feeling I have a closed mindset, I might notice myself tight. I literally notice that. If I've recorded myself in a session, I notice that I'm tight. Or I go, no, everything's good, right? Masking. So if you have a closed mindset, you might feel like you're justifying, defending. It feels uncomfortable, but it also feels righteous for some of us. So notice it, name it, navigate it. For a closed mindset, I would say if I notice that I'm feeling right and not like interacting with the people that are engaged in whatever's going on for me and getting quiet or doing a little bit of proving my point, I notice that and I'm uncomfortable. I don't like being like that. But I have to fight the righteousness because it's pretty strong and it's automatic. Then I can name it. Oh, I'm entering or I've entered a closed mindset. And then to navigate it, I would say with compassion and a pause. That would help for me. Like, oh, of course, I'm feeling defensive. This matters a lot to me. Hey, folks, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to clear my mind and come back and reset. Simple. There's a lot out there on open and closed mindsets if this is intriguing to you. The next of those 4 mindsets is growth versus fixed. Let's do a growth mindset first. A growth mindset is curious, asks questions, considers other perspectives, and is willing to, and it helps you when you're in a growth mindset, we're willing to say, I didn't know that. Oh, interesting. What else? When we've made a mistake, if we are able to stay in a growth mindset or get back to it, I'll talk about that in a moment, it can be really helpful to share that out loud and say, I made a mistake. I'm feeling a little embarrassed right now. I want to grow from it. What can you help me with? What didn't I notice? So to name it actually calms the brain a little bit. So a growth mindset, as the name even evokes for some of you, is I'm willing, I'm ready, let's keep going with this. I want to grow. A fixed mindset, on the other hand, is rigid, often. Fixed, right? And it can become stuck. If your mindset is, I will never learn, right? You might have a fixed mindset from messages you got in elementary school, for example, or from parents, or, oh, this one, she doesn't grow. This one, she doesn't figure things out. Like, you think of past stories that aren't true. And maybe you don't know if they're not true because you haven't overcome the fixed mindset. A fixed mindset, similar to a closed one, is about being right, and closed is more that I'm not open to new input. Right? Closed is like, we're closed. When I said put that closed sign up, we're closed, nothing else is getting in. Fixed can come across as more of that righteousness that I talked about earlier. It's fixed. This is the party I will always vote for. This is the way my family told me to do things. It's a safety mechanism for some people in a compassionate sense to understand them. Some people's fixed mindset helps them. Right? So sometimes that compassion for others, just understanding this is as far as this person's been able to go so far, can help. So again, notice it, name it, navigate it. If you are in a growth mindset and you ask for more feedback, for example, let's say you made a mistake. You're in a growth mindset, though you're like, okay, I made a mistake, but I want to keep going. And then someone says, why bother? You're not going to get this. Boom, you might switch to a fixed mindset from those old stories, those old background apps, those things that feel like the truth. Right, I'm an idiot, right? This is the place where shame sometimes pulls us to. So, when you're in a fixed mindset, again, notice it, name it, navigate it. Notice, oh, right, I'm shrinking, I'm fixed, I am irresolute, nothing else is going to change. I can't grow. This is the way it's going to have to be. Oh, right, notice that discomfort for yourself, however that shows up for yourself. And then name it. Oh, I'm in a fixed mindset. And then navigate it. Fortunately, I have a choice here. I can go from fixed to growth. And then figure out for yourself how to do that. Again, with compassion, with courage, with whatever resonates for you. Resilience. 4 mindsets. Notice it, name it, navigate it. And expect that you're not always going to have an open mindset and a growth mindset. Welcome to being human. It's often our brain trying to protect us from being hurt. Enjoy.